So, today I'm going to be reviewing Tenet, the new Christopher Nolan action movie that technically came out a month and a half ago, but, I haven't been able to go to theaters to see it. Looks like a lot of people in America haven't been able to go to theaters to see it. But, I finally went out and saw it, my first theater movie since Onward, really excited about that. But here I'm going to be talking about it. So first off, this won't be a spoiler review, but I'll definitely be alluding to some things. So take this as, very minor spoilers, kind of hinting at certain things. So if you want to go in completely blind, don't watch this. But if you just want to hear about the movie, see if it's good or anything before you maybe, risk going out to theaters to watch it, then watch this review. I think, you may enjoy it. Now, jumping right into it, I don't have a lot of negatives or mixed things about this film. But I do have one or two big major negatives, and that is, very bluntly, this movie is confusing as heck. Half the time I didn't know what was going on. The other half, when I did know what was going on, it was very, pieced together from little strands I picked up here and there, and I wasn't exactly sure of what my interpretation of what was happening is what was actually happening. A very confusing plot line as the movie went forward and backwards and all that. And that was not helped by how, fast the conclusion was going, the whole kind of third act, final battle, all that. It was moving really fast-paced and mixed with kind of confusion on what was going on and all different plot lines happening. And, people going forward and switching between forward and backwards. It was all just, a mess with my mind where I was just, about, 80-85% of the way through the movie, I just kind of shut off my brain and just enjoyed the explosions. But, anyway, so yeah, that is one major thing with this film. It's not really simple to understand. It's not a movie where you can just kind of shut your brain off and enjoy it unless you're, forced to. Because you don't understand it as much as you want to. So those are my big issues with it, just fast-paced inclusion and total confusion. On to the positives. First off, this movie is still really entertaining. It has really great-looking visual effects, which is probably my number one favorite thing about it. It has great kind of sound editing. This movie is great on a technical level, whether it's, the music or just kind of people moving forward or moving kind of inverted and backwards. I never really did explain the plot, but it's about, secret agent trying to stop World War III, and because they feel like something bad's happening because all of a sudden loads of objects are kind of moving backwards in time, and they feel like they're sending back pieces to something that could, end the world. So that's kind of the main plot line. They're sending our main character, played by John David Washington, to stop it. Moving on to that, I thought all the performances in this movie were great. John David Washington, he worked good as the protagonist, which is both his character's name and his character's role. He did pretty good as, the action spy star. I liked him. But I feel like the real standout performances were Robert Pattinson, Kenneth Branagh, and Elizabeth Debicki. They all did great, especially those latter two, with kind of their very toxic couple dynamic. But I thought all the performances were great, but I love Robert Pattinson as kind of, he was more charming than John David Washington. He cracked a few funny jokes, and I just liked him in this movie. I'm excited to say I can finally see him in a movie that isn't Harry Potter. Kenneth Branagh, same thing as the exact last comment. I'm happy I seen him in a movie that isn't Harry Potter, but I think he did a good job as kind of, the Russian bad guy, and you can kind of see his motivations in there. Real standout of all of them has to be Elizabeth Debicki as Kat, the wife. He delivered a really solid emotional performance at times, but she did definitely seem like someone who could stand up to themselves along with the other characters. So all the performances and characters are pretty great. And then finally, the movie's plot line, while definitely confusing, I thought it worked. I thought it was entertaining. I thought the writing and dialogue was pretty good, and they worked well with the story. I thought everything about going forward in time and going backward in time, it's confusing, but once you really think about it, it's really cool and fun to see. This movie is a really kind of entertaining action movie, puzzle kind of. It is a lot of fun, really good performances. It's amazing on a technical level. It's just, sometimes extremely confusing, and you really have to work hard to piece it all together to kind of understand what's happening. If I were to give this movie a score, solid 8 out of 10. I really like it, but I'm sure I'll like it more in future rewatches. But yeah, if you like Christopher Nolan or just want to go back to the movies just to see any movie, I'd recommend it be this one. But anyway, I hope you like the video. I review of all 4 EA Star Wars games coming up in the future. So I hope you watch that, hope you enjoy that. But until then, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.